We are back with another Wuthering Waves video. We are playing Wuthering Waves, and we are going over Prydwen's tier list. Now, I'm going to give you a preface this right now by saying anything they say is wrong, and I am right, because, you know. All right, so let's go over this. So the change log, let's pull this up. It seems in which that there's been a lot of things. I gotta say, this is the most first thing I've ever heard in a while. Exactly, Thalty. Welcome in, brother. Hope you had a great day today, man. Also, YouTube, say hi. Twitch, say hi back. TTVE underscore thing. We are live pretty much every single day. Weekdays, 3:30 p.m. EST. Weekends, 8 a.m. So Phoebe adds to the list at T0 DPS, which I 1000% agree with already. We'll put it as bluntly as we can. Phoebe is the best free-to-play DPS in the game, 100%. With the weapon and teammates that don't even require you to do a single pull, she performs less than half a tier below Jinxie with her premium weapon and supports. And then she can get improved with better weapons and quick swap. Phoebe's a different level. I'm not gonna lie. She's a behemoth. Spectre Rover tier 3 to tier 1.5. Okay, I don't know what category Spectre Rover's in, so we're gonna have to see. But Spectre Rover is the first and only character we've ever had that got their kit buffed by Koro themselves. They can now apply Spectral Frazzle and a ton of it. This change alone and wasn't much in 2.0, but now it makes them mandatory to Phoebe teams. Phoebe is one of the best DPS characters we've ever had. Judging how Mortefi, who also is restricted team building wise to T1, we have deemed T1.5 to be fair for Spectral Rover. Mortefi being unlikely to drop due to his use in Phoebe, Jiyan, and other teams. That makes sense. We also added the multi-role tag as they can be supported both Rejuvenate and Glow. Moonlit Cloud said is very efficient. I think that's fair. Havoc Rover T1 is 0.5. I agree with this as well. I really do. Havoc Rover finally got access to their S6 free in 2.1 with the main story, and with it comes a free 25% crit rate boost. 25%. We literally just did a run where the Havoc Rover I had 100 crit rate and 300 crit damage, which is crazy. So just for comparison purposes, that's more than a high base attack 5-star stored, and that's more than a max level 4 cost main stat echo. Needless to say, the buff is huge. It's in fact to propel them to T0.5. That being said, they are put on the watch list to test how they compare with Camellya in instance. She is placed at T0.5. That part I think is crazy. I don't understand that part. We'll go over that. I always love seeing Lingyang hate and Lingyang slander. I'm a big Lingyang hater, brother. This man is we wanted to drop him sooner is such a fucking statement. We wanted to drop him sooner, but tried to test Lingyang more extensively in 2.0 due to the addition of the Frosty Resolve set. We tried to optimize his rotation shoe. Sure enough, it helped a tiny bit. Did it help enough to make him keep up to Calcharo and Chixia? Unfortunately not. Hence, he's dropping to tier 3. New baseline of optimized rotations coming soon, though. Yeah, the baseline and the new rotation, sweat. I'll help you out on this one. Install Genshin Impact and play that instead. Let's keep it pushing. Don't play it. If you have them, your account's bricked. We had a lot of changes planned for our 2.1 tier list update. Some changes went through to along with Phoebe's release. When it comes to her and her teammates, we are fairly certain of our placements, so her pull value should remain unchanged for what is seen in the new additions of our tier list. However, we face a new problem. 2/3 of our DPS categories in our 2 top tiers, everyone else in the bottom 2 tiers. We notice a clear discrepancy in power, and some characters are inferior to others within current tiers, which we'll explain below. But now, genuinely, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Is that a Prydwen problem? I don't think that's a Prydwen problem. I think that's a Wuwa problem. They are consistently dropping overpowered, They're consistently providing overpowered DPS's problem. Well, it's we're using the framing. We're using the framing of this, right? So I don't think that's a problem. But yeah, so we'll continue. I think that's a Prydwen problem. We notice a clear discrepancy in the power, and some characters are inferior within the current tiers, which we'll explain below. This made us want to consider cascading the tier list down as well. We added a watch list icon. Everyone who's on our current watch list is expected to drop by 1 tier. These changes may go through for some characters or it won't for others. We ask for your feedback. We will do extensive testing to decide how we proceed about the tier list updates going through the branch release in the second half of 2.1. We appreciate anyone who sends feedback our way. Make sure to join the Discord. I can't do spreadsheets, but I could mess up a rotation for you. Baiji, placed on watch list to cascade in relation to Spectral Rover, who could fill the role of support and especially stronger Phoebe teams currently placed on a lower tier. I think that's fine. We'll break down Baiji a little bit more later, but I think that's absolutely fine. Camellya is our main point of discussion on the whole watch list. She determines a ton of stuff. We consider placing her alone in T0.5 above anyone but Jinxie. Carlotta, and Phoebe. The reasoning, inconsistency. Camellya needs to hit her attacks for her rotations to be smooth against a moving target, almost an enemy in the game. This isn't happening. And the second this doesn't happen, her rotation becomes longer and awkward. We factor in difficulty when considering our tier list placements, but Camellya fundamentally isn't difficult to play. I absolutely see this, and I understand it. I do. Yeah, I get it, but I do believe, at least from the Camellys that I've played and the times that I've messed up the rotations, because I messed them up a lot, her massive nuke, her ephemeral nuke itself, I think genuinely makes up for a lot of problems. But when you are in the realm of someone like a Carlotta who's straightforward, like a Phoebe who really isn't complicated, and like a Jinxie who's straightforward and I think would take less field time and less preparations, I can see her being on a watch list. I get it. I get it. I genuinely understand it. So missing with Camellya is a huge issue, which isn't exclusive to casuals. Sure, on paper, she sheets about the same as Jinxie. In practice, though, easy to observe there's a little comparison to be made. In fact, after extensive testing and mathing, we found it joins Havoc Rover's S6 more so than Jinxie. We wonder if we should drop her by herself in T0.5, forever the DPS going down half a tier as a consequence. Yeah, that's what we want. Have her only 2 foot above anyone except top 3. She's still, like, insanely good. Actually fair when you put it that way. Yeah, no, like I know we could say, like, haha, LOL skill issue, but it is a genuine problem or a genuine situation that occurs. So I get this, and I wouldn't be mad about it. Yeah, I understand it. I understand it. Changli. I don't know, man. I think Changli is in a weird spot. I was really hard body. I think Camellya's release really made me kind of give up on Changli, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that prior to Camellya, I was running Changli with Shorekeeper and Sanhua for like the fast concerto regen, and I can get the buffs and I can keep doing the forte over and over again. But there's no reason to do that because Sanhua is paired with Camellya if you don't have Roshia, and Changli's just better, right? So yeah, we've been considering dropping Changli for a long while now. We're unsure of what to do with her, since for casual players who aren't quick swapping constantly, she would land around T1. That being said, for expert players, she's undeniably T0, and our expert tag doesn't cover a discrepancy of 2 tiers. Yeah, which is true. So she's placed on a watch list as we're considering simply dropping her T1 to cater to our core casual audience to specify and review the pros and cons page at T0 expert level. I think this would be the fair change. I think if you keep them at a T0 and then a casual person sees that, which is the majority of the people, they will be like, oh, let me pull this. And then after that, they're like, wait a second, this really isn't that good. We also don't know how good hyper carry is going to be with Brant. So I honestly think it's safe to kind of just leave her alone for the time being. Whimpering Waste, Camellya's T0. Well, the Whimpering Waste, we're going to do a tier list on that a different day. We'll probably do that tomorrow or Saturday. We got to do a little bit more testing for that. You know? Yeah, 100% UK all the time, brother. It's annoying. So EnCore placed on a watch list to cascade with Camellya and Jiyan. Jiyan and EnCore go in the same tier as a single target performance is identical. Jiyan only has the edge in AoE, but this barely matters for tower diversity as most boss focused. If Jiyan drops because of Camellya, EnCore drops too. Okay, so here... I don't really care about the EnCore part. It's more the Jiyan part. Placed on a watch list to cast Camellya with Camellya. Her damage performance simply doesn't match hers. As to be expected, Jiyan is a 1.0 character, so if Camellya drops, we think he should drop a tier 2. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I mean, logically, it makes sense. It does make sense logically. I mean, I could see it. I can't use someone like myself or Saint because that's, or Arvin or Osteo, because that's the exception to the rule, and genuinely just Camellya does way more damage than him. So yeah, I understand it. EnCore is whatever, you know. So I could see it. I could genuinely see it. Again, I can't sit here and say because I could do it, and even I'm struggle with Q-long canceling sometimes. I think it's annoying as fuck. This is how strong T0 is compared to the rest of the cast as well, Selkie. I agree with you 100%. To be, Xiangli Yao placed on a watch list to Cascade with Camellya. At a casual level, he's undoubtedly worse, but at an expert level, someone like Changli, he catches ups. Okay, this one I don't know about. This one I think it's kind of no. I think he could stay in 0.5. I think he's actually really easy. I think he's really, really, really easy. Even hyper carry, forget quick swap. Like Yinlin, him, and Farina or Shorekeeper, I think is fine. Like that shit's pumping out big damage numbers. I think T0.5, I think would be safe to keep him here. Like I don't know if I would move him down to T1. Quite easy to play. His whole gimmick is he's a easier, better Calchero, right? So this one I don't think I agree with. I get Jiyan, 1000% understand EnCore. Changli, I get it. Camellya, I get. Baiju, 1000% I'm there for. But I think Xiangli Yao going to T1 is a little eh. Basically, what's implied here is that hypercarry performs T1, 0.5, Changli quick swap. But is that really true? Like, obviously, you guys do the numbers, but hypercarry is still putting out big numbers, 250,000 plus numbers, you know? Like, I don't know if hypercarry's really, really, really that bad. Like, obviously, Xiangli Yao is great in quick swap, and technically it's better if you're good with it. But I also think we're kind of, like, underselling hypercarry. As long as you know how to do Yulin's rotation, because otherwise she's slow, Yao should stay where he is. I agree with you, Enigma. Also, what's going on, brother? Welcome in. Damia, brother. Yeah, I think Xiangli Yao could stay there. I think Xiangli Yao could actually stay there. Not as good as Camellya, so if you move to 2.5, Yao doesn't compare. But it's good, but not as good as Camellya. So if they move to 2.5, Yao doesn't compare. You think so? You think so? Because I feel like if we're including... Okay, Xiangli Yao would be Jiyan EnCore level in this situation. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like we have to also take into account that, yes, Camellya could put out raw damage, but, like, Xiangli Yao's ease of use and also free-to-play means, I just think it's, like... I don't know. I don't know if I would put him in 0.5, personally. I mean, if you have your doubts, regardless, this is fair, not consider it, not test him more. Yeah, I don't think it's... I could absolutely see him going down, but I genuinely don't believe that, like, he's so easy to use, and even with a Lingyang composition and Abyss Surges, he's still pretty fucking good. But we're going with the Yinlin comp, like, that shit's still really solid. And Yinlin's rotation, I feel like it's really overcomplicated. All you have to do is E, hit 3 or 4 times, maybe a 5th, hit your forte, cancel with your burst, go into him, and stay on field, right? Like, so, like, I don't know. I definitely test it. I could see it, but I don't really agree with that at the time being. When you show me that I'm wrong, then I'm fucking, hey, you know? Because if they're making for casuals, Xiangli Yao is lit one of the best casuals, so, like, never push it down for casuals, and then push it down for 2 being casual. Yeah, I think this is probably the only thing of contention I have so far. Yinlin, placed on watch list to Cascade with Xiangli Yao. Xiangli Yao is the best character that wants Yinlin as his best hyper carry. She's outclassed by Gigi and Jinxie teams. For this reason, Xiangli Yao drops a tier 1000%. Yinlin's overrated as fuck. I'm sorry, it is what it is. If she's not running with Xiangli Yao, I don't think you run her at all. I would rather absolutely run Yanwu with Jinxie. I'm just going to be honest. Now, granted, I know her Boba move when she does her burst, but Yoo-Hoo needs to be replaced from the game. Just fucking replace him from the game and call it a day, right? So, okay, now let's look at the actual tier list visualization of this. So supports, obviously, Shorekeeper, Verena, T0, nothing new here. T0.5 is left alone. T1, Baiju's on a watch list to drop down. I definitely get that. Yoo-Hoo needs to be all the way at the bottom. Taochi, Yanwu, I'm not even, like, fucking, like, whatever, you know? He's here for Incandescence bot. She's here. I know people are making use of her currently, but no one's fucking really using her, right? So, how'd you go to some DFs for Carlotta? Yeah, that's just a myth, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't believe. I know she can help Carlotta get the resonance skill amplification, but no real fucking... No real, like, casual players playing her, you know? No one's gonna do the fucking hold to counter. I just don't see it happen, all right? So... yeah, cool. T0, Sanhua will forever be T0. With the existence of Shorekeeper, Sanhua will literally Never move. Juicy, no worry, brother. Welcome in. Will never move at all. She's literally the best in slot support for two of the best fucking characters in the game. So what can you say? Changli, I could see going down to 0.1. Although I think we have to see what happens with Bran. I think Bran's a really deciding factor. So I think it's fine to kind of keep them here. Also, yo, Juicy, also my brother, welcome in, bro. Dabby, have a great day today, man. Wait, let me read what you said. Real talk, I have Yinlin with Sig fully built. My Yan was in the works. Which one's better to build for Jinsei? Your Yinlin's gonna wind up doing more damage with your Jinsei, but you're probably gonna get your incandescence faster. Well, no, let me not say that. I don't want to give you misinformation. I just personally like running Yanwu because all you gotta do is throw the circle on the floor and kind of go with it. With Yinlin, you will absolutely get more damage out. So if you're in the process of building Yinlin, keep building Yinlin. For me, it's just a gameplay preference. With Yinlin, she needs to have her coordinated attacks, her forte circuit up, and it needs to hit the target that you're hitting in order for that to get the coordinated strikes, you know? So, yeah. Also, what's good, Mob? Welcome here, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Should I refine it to keep it to both? Yeah, I'd fucking... Hey, man, I'd say fucking refine it. Right. Yeah, and I don't know anyone else is going to use it, you know? But yeah, I would definitely refine it. But yeah, Yinlin, I think you can comfortably put at T1. I think Yinlin being at T1 is fine. Roshia being at T1, I feel like if she's here, like Roshia, I think has more use and more compositions. Havoc Rover, right? Camellya. Also, we're not going to talk about Whimpering Waste. That's going to be a different tier list. So we're going to leave Whimpering Waste out of this, which is really good AoE and actually pretty decent sub DPS potential. I could see her going to a 0.5 just because she really is a great support for two of the better characters in the game. So this one I'm kind of iffy on. I could see this being 0.5. Mortefia S6 is fine. Donjon Expert going to T1 is great. Spectro Rover T1.5. The problem is Spectro Rover, I think, is honestly the most fucking annoying character to play in this game. It took me about a calm hour to figure out how they actually function with chat's help because I'm fucking slow and autistic. I just think that if they have more use than Baiji, again, it's kind of one of those things where I think for T1, they're really strong for Phoebe, but they're also going to be strong for whoever that next Spectro DPS is. Because we know a new Spectro DPS is coming out because Phoebe has that sub DPS role, right? So I think 1.5 is fine right now. But if you could do a watch list for characters that could potentially go up, I think this is something where you could probably put a watch list for T1. Because again, they can run Rejuvenating Glow very, very easily, right? They can be a DPS if you want them to. They are free S6, and they're supporting Phoebe and a potential future character. So again, I guess this is fine for now, but I can see them easily moving up to T1. So I'll kind of leave that. I think Yang should be T1, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Yang's fucking amazing. I think she's actually really... I know you have an expert tag there, so I guess that's kind of okay. I guess that's okay. I wouldn't put an expert tag if you have a T1, obviously. But, like, Yang is just such a good unit, bro. S6 Yang, obviously the CC base kit itself. She does have pretty decent damage. Yang is hard. Are they really? Also, Valet, welcome in, brother. And Vi, welcome in. How are you? I don't think Yang's that hard, man. I think all you need to do is intro into Yang, hit your E, get your last stack, jump, and then just hit a normal, moonlit, and you're out, right? As Phoebe's main DPS, we keep calling her the best DPS level. She's pure definition of hybrid. Is she only there because no main? I think it's too early to put her in the hybrid spot, Arvin. I think it's too early to put her in the hybrid spot. We'll get to her in a moment. But yeah, I think Yang should easily be T1. I don't think she's that hard, but maybe that's an out of touch take again, right? Maybe I'm wrong and casual struggle with her. But yeah, I think I could definitely see her going to T1. Johnson, I don't fucking care about. Lumi's dog shit, deleted from the fucking game. All right, let's get to these. Ying gives energy to the next resident. How is she not T1? Because of the fact that she could potentially be hard, right? So an expert tag means in which that they take a level of skill in order to have them work at an optimal rate, which again I can potentially see. I don't think it's that hard, but yeah. So if they are T 1.5 with expert, that means they go up to T1. So it's not necessarily they're not T1, but yeah, it's an expert tag. But I don't know. We'll see. You know, Yang, you think Yang feels bad to play? I don't think she feels bad at all. But Camellya going down. Yeah, I could see it. I can. I could absolutely see Camellya. We kind of covered that a little bit earlier. I think T0.5 I think would be okay. Carlotta and Phoebe kind of have me worried because they just feel like really easy mode. Like there doesn't feel anything challenging. I know this is like a different conversation we'll have for a different video, but they're just clearly T0 above everyone else. Simple rotations, really don't need much brain power. And same, like, Jinsey same, you know, Jinsey doesn't really, yeah. Jinsey T0, I think, is fine. We've kind of touched on this already. I think they should go down. I think Jiyan could go down. Havoc Rover really is T.5 right now. Havoc Rover, we just tested Havoc Rover. We're going to upload a separate video on that. Havoc Rover's fucking hitting 220,000. With Roshi, I think 200,000 with Donjin, and about 150, 160 with Sanhua, but we still had a similar clear with our Sanhua to our Donjin. So Havoc Rover at T6, C6 is actually really good. Very, very impressed with that. So I'm fine with this, but if we are going down the route of bringing Camellya to 0.5, then all three of these will have to go down to tier 1, which also just shows in which how powerful resonators can be, because if they're tier 1 but still clearing the content pretty fucking easily, again, I think we're talking about the game being a little too easy, but yeah. Xiangli Yao, as Amethyst says, Xiangli Yao, I think is fine. I wouldn't move him. I wouldn't move him. He has Yang as a free to play, Yinlin and quick swap. I think he's fine. I think maybe if you want to really do the quick swap thing, you could put like an expert tag here. Yeah, I think he's fine. Even if you put Camellya down here, I don't think he would have to go down, genuinely. I think he and her, in my mind, from the way I play, but again, I am not the average person, but I feel like Xiangli Yao is easy enough to understand and accessible enough where I think he would still be T0.5. And everyone else down here is just dead. They're dead in the ditch. I don't know why Alto's a main DPS. We definitely need to move this motherfucker out of main DPS like ASAP. Yeah. If Yinlin stays higher than Xiangli Yao, then I'm assuming for some for sure. True. Remember, watch list isn't guaranteed to move. Of course, exactly. It doesn't mean it's gonna move. There's the potential it's gonna move. I think this makes sense. I really do. I really think this makes sense. And I think this leads into another conversation maybe we could have now. But yeah, I think really good stuff, really good conversations, and a really good way to look at the game. I'm excited to see what they do for the Whimpering Waste. Whimpering Waste, I think, is going to be a lot more easier. I think fucking, she's S tier, Jiyan's S tier, Xiangli Yao's S tier, and then Camellya would be S, and kind of everyone else like 0.5-ish, she would be S. But yeah, with that being said, let me know what you think. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.